Hi, welcome along to AFTV on a beautiful day down there at the Emirates. It's beautiful, the day is beautiful, but I'm not too sure if it's a beautiful day as far as football's concerned. You would all have seen the news about this new European Super League, the ESL, which has been proposed. There's been 6 Premier League clubs that have joined up to it already, and it's official because they put it on their websites. It was on Arsenal's website last night. Tottenham have joined it, Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea and Liverpool. They have all signed up to this breakaway league. There'll be no promotion, no relegation. They'll be in it every year, so basically guaranteed to be in it. And let's be real, it's all about making loads and loads and loads of money. And of course, there's been a lot of fans right around the world. I mean, the responses to it, the amount of emails we've had here on AFTV about it has been off the scale. And we thought we'd just come down here today and be outside the stadium. This stadium that, remember, was built because we were going to compete in the Champions League. Right? Now, we're always laughing at that and slagging that off and saying, imagine these guys told us they're going to build this stadium because we're going to be able to compete year in, year out with the likes of Barcelona, Real Madrid. How are we going to do that the way we've been playing in recent times? Well, you know what? It looks like they had another plan. We're going to compete in it because we're going to set the league up ourselves. So we'll always be playing against those teams. I mean, guys, I'll start with you, Turkish. You know, we had your response yesterday, even in the fan cam. You weren't even really interested in talking about the Fulham game at the time. You were more interested in this subject. It's the next day now. What's your feelings about this whole European Super League? As
Rob, you know me for a good while now, and my interest in games has dwindled, you know, slowly but surely over the years, down to how I felt after the Fulham game and how I felt before the Fulham game. I know me and James had a couple of conversations about not caring, but essentially I think, you know, that not caring has proved to be the way that Kroenke's looking at it, the way that the Glazers are looking at it, you know. To them, it doesn't necessarily matter whether we was top 4, top 6, top 8, or where we are now. All that mattered was getting this deal done behind the scenes. Because regardless of where we finish in the league, we are still classified as a big club, a big 6 club. Why? Because of us. Us. We made the club. The fans made the club. This is a local club, born of local fans. Yes, I know it's gone worldwide, and that's something that should be, you know, accepted, and it's something that should be admired. But at the same time, it's been used. That love we have for the club has been used, it's been manipulated and taken away from us. Now I think a lot more fans might understand why I went into games not caring so much about the result. Because essentially they didn't care. I say they, the club as well are involved in this, you know, because the rot has gone on for so long that can you pick out a shining light in this club from players all the way up to Kroenke? We can't, because they've all been passengers in this train, you know? So I just think that it's highlighted the bigger problem in football. We care about 3 points every weekend. We care about wins. We care about showing some heart, passion, fight. The owners don't show none of that. And it's different for an Arsenal fan in comparison to Chelsea or City fans. Because in 2, 3, 4 years of European Super League, when Chelsea, City, PSG, Bayern are winning the competition, it becomes reputable. As an Arsenal fan, are we going in to win, or are we going in to eat at the same table? Kroenke has just gone in to eat at the same table as the rest of them. But Roman, Sheikh Mansour, they're going in because they're winners. They have some ambition. They're not on the chairman list. Why? Because they want to win. That's how they're going to make their money.
There's a rumour going around, and it's just a rumour at this stage, that it was pushed by the American owners, not by the City guys, not by Roman Abramovich at Chelsea, but more our guys, Liverpool guys, Tottenham, of course, are owned by Americans as well. The rumour is that they pushed it because it is an American model, isn't it? It's the same model as what they got in the NFL, NBA, where you've got a group of teams that you never get relegated. You have a playoff, which is, remember, if you look at how they're proposing this, there's a playoff, then a one-off final. So it's the same model as that, and that's what they're looking to bring in here.
Yeah, well, this is what infuriates me most. It's the American model. What gives them the right, Robbie, to make it their sport, their model? Football's not about that. This is not how it started. I grew up. It come from this country. It was born here. Like football, from grassroots all the way up. There's nothing to do with the American model. They call it soccer. Like they don't understand the history, the ethos of football. It's being destroyed, and it's killing me. It really is. I don't know what they're trying to do. Like you said, yeah, it's going to go down. Like they can probably start doing drafts soon. They'll have drafts for players. That's what it's alluding to. Matches being played all around the world, not just here. Like that's what it's going down. They probably have their own streaming platform at some point. The Super League stream, Super League TV, where you have to pay to watch it there. It's all about money.
All of those things that you're saying there, I feel, are coming. Like the one about, I think the next step is games being played abroad. So if you again, all you got to do is, and this is nothing against Americans, by the way, right? Because I was over in America. There's some mad passionate Arsenal fans, mad passionate football fans in America, and they feel the same as us. They don't want the game changed. They love this football because of how it is. They love their American sport because how that is.
Yeah.
Just like we should never, if you was a rich owner here in the UK, you shouldn't be going to America to change the American sport. It's the same way here. But some of the things that I'm looking at now, look at American sports. So you've got the NBA and the NFL.
NFL, yeah.
There's so many games now from the NBA and NFL being played over here in the UK.
Yeah.
Like literally every season you can go and watch loads of games being played. At Tottenham have designed their stadium to play NFL games. They've got a changing room designated for the NFL sites because there's a bigger team in there, right? So it will be no time until they're saying, right, you know what? Arsenal versus Tottenham, North London derby, played at the LA Rams Stadium, which Kroenke just spent £5 billion paying off. That needs to be paid off. I'm going to play the North London derby there. The Glazers playing the Manchester derby at their stadium in Tampa.
Yeah.
The Liverpool owners bringing, having the Merseyside derby at the Boston Red Sox Stadium. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, all these things to people might seem far-fetched, but they're all things I can see happening.
Yeah. If you look at NBA, they play each other 3-4 times a season. So if it starts in a home and away, and then they add a third fixture in where the third fixture is at a neutral ground, you can see it happening. You can see the shape it's moulding into.
Yeah.
But what this is it's a battle between the rich. This is not the introduction of money ruining football. The introduction happened a long time ago. Sky, not innocent. UEFA are not innocent. The FA are not innocent. Boris Johnson and the politicians in this country are not innocent.
Yeah, they're trying to hold on
Why
to their bag.
are they talking now? It's because it's affecting them there now. They didn't care about affecting us fans here, but as soon as it affects them, they care. So am I on their side? No, because it's the rich shitting on the rich. I'm still on our side. But are more fans going to jump on side, or are we still going to stand by and just watch it unfold?
That's a great point that Turkish makes, isn't it? Because yesterday I saw a very passionate rant by Gary Neville, which I agreed with a lot of what he said. However, people have pointed out, well, hold on, you're on Sky.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, listen, a football club, a guy who owns a club of this size, you can't deny that he should be able to make money. Right? You should be able to make money, but you should also invest money. You should also have the aspirations that the fans have, and that's why sometimes I look at it like an Abramovich, and I'm like, he's put loads of money into that club, and he wants to win. Our guy, he don't want to win, or he doesn't seem like he wants to win, but he wants to be, like Turkey said, he wants to be part of the big boys. He feels that this club has a right to be at that top table. And like you said, that's only because of us, the fans, that over generations have made it, and the players that have played here have made this club into what they are now. And he's just bought that, and now he's just trying to, use that to make more money. I mean, how do you feel, James?
Arsenal has a massive global fan base. Massive. There are fans around the world who get up at 5 a.m, 4 a.m. to watch Arsenal Football Club. And I think we're in a more globalised world than ever before. We're so connected. You can get from one side of the world to the other in under a day. Football, sport, I think should be more globalised, and there should be something to include these fan bases, and there should be an evolution in sport like there has been in the past and like there will continue to be. But this isn't the way to do it. This is far too elitist. This removes competition. This removes any sense of merit. What's the point winning the Europa League now? What's the point? And I'm deadly serious. What does it matter? It doesn't matter. Because if you asked me before yesterday's news, James, why do you want to win the Europa League? Well, A, it's a European trophy, and I love seeing Arsenal win trophies. B, we need the revenue so we can strengthen the squad and go again in the league and climb that table.
We thought we needed the revenue.
Right, good point. Those two things are redundant now because we've entered a competition in which losing doesn't matter, and the money's in our pocket anyway. So what's the point in any of this? So I understand that football can go in a direction where Arsenal may be involved in something on merit that allows them to perform worldwide as well. I don't know how it would work. Maybe you go back to the drawing board, but this is not the way to do it. This is rich people realising, oh, we're losing a bit of money.
Yeah.
We're losing a bit of money. Oh, what do you mean Arsenal are 10th? That's not right. We're the third biggest club in England. Let's make a league where, you know what, we're always going to pocket the cash.
Yeah.
Well, you could look at it this season and you could say, out of those big six, there's 3 in danger of not making the top 4.
Yeah.
Arsenal, well, we won't make the top 4. We're not in danger, we ain't, right? But Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea, and Tottenham, 4 out of that 6 are in danger of not making the top 4. So it's like, basically, it's almost like they sat down and said, what? No. So what, then that means next year we won't be involved with the big money. No, we can't do that. So what we're going to do, we're going to start our own competition. And remember, there's been a lot of negotiations that's been going on between these big 6 and the other big clubs around Europe with the guys at UEFA, where they've been trying to negotiate with them, and that's been one of their principal things. They've been saying to the people at UEFA, we want a guarantee that we are in the Champions League every season, and the guys at UEFA have been saying, no, we can't do that. That's a step too far. We all make loads of money together, but hey, that one's a step too far because it's ruining the competition. And then they just basically said, all right, we're going and do our own thing. We're going to start our own competition where it's guaranteed. How could anybody here come out or at any of those other clubs and justify to fans, not to TV companies, not to bank managers, justify to fans that that's a good idea, that there's no promotion, no relegation, that you're guaranteed? They know they can't. That's why they've had no consultation with fans. There's been nothing. Even now, it's like they're hiding from speaking to us about it because they know that every fan is against it.
Yeah.
Forgetting about it, I know you were saying, Turkish, earlier about Arsenal wouldn't even be able to compete in it. For me, at the moment, that's not even the issue for me. The issue for me is I don't even want to be in it because we shouldn't be in it if we ain't earned it. What about Leicester? What about West Ham? What about Everton? These teams, Everton building a brand new stadium. What about them? Right, I'm sorry, we have to earn our place in it. We'll finish 8th, 9th, wherever it is. We don't deserve to be in no European Championship unless we win the Europa League. Then we deserve to be in it because we've gone a different route and got in it. We've earned it, but you don't just buy your way. We're buying our way into a competition.
It's embarrassing.
Arrogance.
Yes,
it is embarrassing.
And it's arrogance. Both of them. It's both of them words. Exactly that. And the lesser clubs are the gap's getting bigger and bigger from the big clubs to the littler clubs. And they're just going to go into liquidation, Robbie. Like things are just going to capitulate. It's outrageous. It's
a cartel.
Yeah.
It's a mafia.
It's mafia. Yeah.
Because look at it like this, being founding members, you can be founding members without eliminating the threat of relegation. You can be founding members and be relegated. You can be a founding member in the division below. Let's just say in 10 years we see it, there's a division. But what does that rule come in and say? It says, we're not just happy with the money, we want to remain at the top of the food chain forever. It takes out the ambition too. Be a founding member, fine. But taking out the threat of relegation just allows owners like Kroenke or the Glazers to be
because taking out of the threat of relegation means, or taking out the threat of not being in that Super League means that you're guaranteed a certain amount of money every year. I read something where, for instance, there's Barcelona, Real Madrid would be guaranteed 50 million
That's outrageous.
pounds a year
That's outrageous.
by being in it, right?
50 billion.
Million. So that's what, from that competition, they'd be guaranteed 50 million, right? Guaranteed. That's just like the basics.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about.
How is this
It's
football?
a cartel. It's a mafia. It's like, we get together. It's the 5 families,
Yeah.
mafia families in New York. You know what I mean? That's how they just chop it up and divide it up.
In what world, is it right that Arsenal are in bed with Tottenham, City are in bed with United, United are in bed with Liverpool,
Shaking hands,
Chelsea
signing
with
contracts
Tottenham,
together,
Arsenal with Chelsea.
And I'm not being funny here. Our Tottenham in it as well. What they've not won a league title since 1961, and this ain't even just a
dig. It's not.
well, it is a dig in a way. but how are
the
they
truth,
in it?
it's the
How are
facts.
they in it? How are they in it? How are they in it above certain teams? Why are Newcastle not in it? That's a huge club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are City in it? Right, City in it now.
In the last
All
one.
right, let me give you this example. City are in it. They've had all their success over the last 7, 8 years since the money came in.
Yeah, I said 10, yeah.
Sheikh
10,
Mansour, 10 years, yeah? So had this idea come around before that, they wouldn't be in it, would they?
No, money. It's
So
all
how
about
can
money.
you deny now that Newcastle are not in it?
Yeah.
How can you deny that Everton shouldn't be in it? No, this
awful.
is.
How is this
There's-
football? Go on, James. Now you go.
Sorry, there's the thing is that these clubs have grown overly frustrated with the deal that they get from broadcast and UEFA, and they feel that, quite frankly, there's no Premier League, there's no Champions League without these clubs, and they deserve a bigger piece of the pie. They deserve more for what they're bringing. In a free market world, they might have a point, but this isn't the way you go about it. UEFA's not perfect, right? They've announced their plans for the new Champions League from 2024. I don't think anyone likes that either. Changes.
That plan was brought in to appease those clubs. It's not that
Well,
it's not they
yeah.
wanted. It's not that they really wanted to change their format.
Yeah.
That's been brought in, having more teams in it and things like
Because
that.
the big
Well,
picture.
aren't,
Yeah,
aren't
that's
fly-
to
5
appease-
places
Yeah,
given
that's
to
to
you?
appease the clubs, the big clubs, to make sure that they qualify for it. So it's like, we'll give you extra places in it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But these guys are saying, well, no, even with the extra places, that still don't. We finished 8th this year, so that still might mean we're out of it. No, we want that guaranteed.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think
It's a disgrace,
if the
man.
big 6 club fan bases maybe started a fan union,
Yeah.
I'm thinking on the spot here, but if we started a fan union where fans of various clubs of the big 6, rivals or not, listen, they've got into bed with each other. I'm not saying fans need to do the same, but fans need to unite right now. Not only Arsenal fans, but fans of all big 6 clubs. If there was maybe a fan base, a union for the fan bases combined, where there's one voice, but fans from each of the big 6 clubs are behind it, maybe then we have a platform to speak to them. But
Well,
even
I-
that,
It goes bigger than
I
that.
was going to say, and I want to ask you all this.
Go
Yeah?
on.
Right, it's all very well us all
Solution.
sitting here moaning here. We sat outside the Emirates. I've even got an Arsenal top on, so that, they've got all our money already. Season will come, start again. We'll all want to go back in. We ain't been for so long.
Yep.
Yeah.
What can we do? What can we do? Because a lot of people have been asking me this question. What can we do to stop this?
I will have. It's a great question, and I'm a man that wants solutions. That's the first thing I want to answer. What do we do? Turkey's saying the big 6 fan culture to come together. The fans from the big 6 come together. I think it should be everyone that supports football. This isn't just. It is obviously the big 6 clubs, but it's also football. They're changing the game. You can't get relegated in a league. You can't that. The competition of football's getting sucked out because of this. Everyone should come together. They need to find a way. The banners and the talking about it, I get it. Spread the message. I get that. I fully understand that. But to me, that's not enough. We've done that plenty of times, but I want to see action. I'm trying to think of the answers on the spot.
Look.
I think it's coming together. We can push the message out, but what's the serious answer? How do we stop this?
Fans will want to do what they can. We'll protest. We'll do what we can.
Yeah.
I think the biggest influence here comes from the players and the managers who are putting on this new entertainment. It's not sport, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Klopp has been very vocal in the past about this. I don't know Arteta's stance, Pep as well. It's going to take for these big players, these big managers to leave.
But they might get sacked.
to
To leave?
James. They might get sacked. Like
To
Mourinho got sacked this
leave the
morning.
league.
And do
To
what?
say we're not going to be a part of it.
Leave the league and do what?
Just reject it, refuse it.
See,
Go
I
play
see,
your
I-
football
see,
elsewhere.
I don't
Go
see,
coach elsewhere.
I'll be honest with you, yeah, I could never see that happening.
No, neither could I.
Because I use the example, I like my cricket as well, yeah? I use the example of things like the IPL, the Indian Premier League in cricket, yeah? When that first came in, there was a lot of countries saying, like, a bit similar to what we're hearing now, where they're saying, if you play in the IPL, you can't play for Australia, New Zealand, West Indies, England. Those players looked on it and said, well, you know what? The amount of money I'll get for playing in the IPL for 6 weeks is more money that I would make, right? Playing for my country for the next 5 years. So see you later, I'll go and play for the IPL.
Yeah, if you look at football.
That's what happens, right? So I cannot see, you know, you're a footballer, you want to play at the highest level, you want to play against Mbappe, you want to play against Haaland, you're going to say, sorry, I'm not playing in that because I'm going to go and play against Cheltenham Town. It ain't going to happen, is it? Let's be real.
Yeah, when the
I'm looking at solutions.
Yeah, what's the answers?
A lot of these things sound great on paper. It ain't going to happen, is it? I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what Arteta says at his next press conference.
He's a yes man.
No doubt he'll be asked it.
He's a yes man.
What does he do? Does he say, no, I'm against this, and then talk himself out of a job?
Not gonna do that.
We all know the reality of what's probably going to happen is this was probably, I won't just call it a power play. I don't think it's a threat. I think it was a genuine attempt to start something that's going to bring you away from FIFA to the table, to have conversations about how they can benefit more from the Champions League and the competitions that they're in. They'll come up with some agreement, Arsenal will get on with it, teams will get on with it, everyone will get on with it, and I'm not saying that's right, that's probably what's will happen.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Sorry,
I look at it different to you.
I'm cynical, I think it will.
I look on it like these guys are serious. These guys have calculated this. They've worked it out. This is not just a bluff thing no more. They've resigned from these UEFA things and that.
Yeah.
They've said we're no longer part of that. We're part of this.
Yeah.
I look on it and I say this is a serious thing that they're looking to make this happen. They're not really interested in no compromises. They're not interested in the Champions League. They want to do, like you said, they probably want to do their own TV thing.
Yeah.
They want to do their own TV deal. They want to do their own league. They're not interested no more in the Champions League. They've worked it out. We can do it on our own.
Yeah.
We don't need you lot.
That's why it feels like it's too late. You know, they've been planning this for 10, 15 years, and now it's being launched. It's hard for us fans to do anything about it. That's why when I say maybe a union for the fans, it's not a union for the fans to counter this. There's no countering this. This is going to happen whether we like it or not. It's happening.
Yeah.
Football is money. Money is football. This is happening. Now, the thought process behind the union for the fans would be to ensure that regardless of it happening or not, is we have a voice, a unified voice, that if we decide to take a stand, then worldwide fans are taking that same stand. Not just in North London, not just in Liverpool or just in Manchester. We have a voice, a website, an account
a community
that speaks for football fans.
Yeah.
And when you send a message out, football fans in England, football fans in America, football fans in India, Australia, all over the gaff, fall in line with that message. That's what we need, not to counter what's happening now because it's too late. We failed to open our eyes soon enough. This is happening. Let's just get used to it.
When I say it's happening, it doesn't mean that we can't put pressure on. When I say it's happening, they're looking to do this. They're looking. This is a definite thing they're looking to do. But how I feel about it, a bit like what you're saying. We have to be organised. You're right. We have to put pressure, I feel, on the government. The government, I feel, are an organisation that can hit these football clubs hard in the pocket. Say, you know what, if you break away, maybe we're going to hit you with some hardcore taxes or something.
They can help, that's for sure. They haven't helped so far.
You know, they can come up with, you know, I think the government have a very important part to play. I think our part is protesting, making noise, showing our complete, utter displeasure for this. And pressurising the owners at every last turn. But it's going to also require other pressure because we've seen our guy's been under pressure for ages, but he don't care. He's sat at his ranch in Denver, he don't give a toss. Mike Ashley has been under pressure from Newcastle fans for the last God knows how many years. He don't give a toss. He still does what he does. But I feel that if the government get involved, the government make it difficult. Governments across Europe make it difficult for this to happen. Maybe those clubs then have to just start, or them rich owners say, you know what, this is so much hassle now. maybe we have to fall into line with something else, and then there's some sort of compromise somewhere. You know, I feel that, you know, but yeah, you're right when you say it's already out of the bag. You know, the cat's already amongst the pigeons kind of thing. So
let's believe the government are going to do something now because their money's been affected.
Yeah, and it's going to be enough though. There's other clubs.
Our best interest is not in the government's heart.
Yeah,
I get what Robbie's saying. They can help, but it's not for our best interest. Their money's getting affected. Our club's been taken.
But I think with the government, where I look on the government and think they need to get involved in this. This ain't just an Arsenal thing. This ain't just a Big Six thing. This is football changing forever.
It's football.
This is a thing that one of the things with this pandemic, right? One of the first things the government sought to get back on was football. And I remember at the time, a lot of people was even being critical and saying, "Oh, why are they trying to push to get football back on? Because, you know, there's a pandemic." They know the power of football. They know the power that, you know, that's one thing that can take people's minds off what was going on with this pandemic, right? So they know the importance of it. So if they know that in this country there's a lot of very disgruntled football fans, maybe to the stage that we even say, you know what, if a government's not for us in our plans against this, we vote against them at the next election. Then they're going to take action and take serious action against these clubs. They do it with big business, don't they? They're doing it, they're even looking at the moment, they're looking at big media companies and saying, well, you guys, we're going to chop you up sometimes if you're a bit of a cartel, or we're going to put some big taxes on you and things like that. They could do it with these guys as well. So I feel that it's our job as fans is to put the pressure on the government to do something about these. And maybe then that pressure might be so much for these billionaire owners that they're like, you know what? All right, we tried our best to get this cartel going, but we're going to have to ease off on it. Maybe that's the only way. I don't know. I mean, I'd love to hear from everybody out there. What do you guys think? How do we go about stopping this? What's the right way to put pressure upon it? I'd also like to hear from people out there who are in agreement with this. One of my friends said to me, he goes, "Boy, Robbie, I don't care. Arsenal will be in the big competition every year."
Getting slapped.
I felt like saying to him, "I'm going to put you onto Turkish," you know what I mean? He'll have a fight with you about that because he doesn't want to be in something we can't even compete in. But there's some people out there who might be in agreement with it, who says it's not a bad thing. There might be some people out there who says that model that they're proposing is a good model. I want to hear from you guys, but certainly this is going to rumble on and on. This is a big moment, not just in Arsenal Football Club, but in football as a whole.